What's up, everybody? Welcome to Worship Matters. I'm Jonathan, and today we're going to be listening to "Oh God, Our Help in Ages Past," that old hymn. Uh, Before we do that, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. If you enjoy this video, give us a like. And if you have anything about worship that you'd like me to discuss or any song you'd like me to review, let me know in the comments. I'd love to check it out. Let's jump into this. Here is our verse for today. Psalm 33, starting verse 18. Behold, the eye of the Lord is on those who fear him, on those who hope for his loving kindness, to deliver their soul from death, and to keep them alive in famine. Our soul waits for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. For our heart rejoices in him, because we trust in his holy name. Let your loving kindness, O Lord, be upon us, according as we have hoped in you. All right. Here's our worship guidelines. Directional, musically repeatable, theologically sound, the Bob test, artistic license, and congregational versus personal. If you don't know what those mean, I did a whole video on it. Link will be in the description. You can go check that out. Let's do this. Alright, so this is a recording. I haven't listened to this. Probably should have. By Grace Community Church in California. So let's listen to this. You probably know this tune pretty well if you came from an old Baptist church like I did. Alright, that's verse 1. I guess they're not going to have all 6 verses. Alright. O God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come, our shelter from the stormy blast, and our eternal home. So we're here listing qualifiers about who our God is, or how great our God is. Number 1, he is our help in ages past. So he is the God of the past. He is our hope for years to come. So we have the past and the future. He is our shelter from the stormy blast. I think we could apply that to the present. And then our eternal home. So the far distant future. So we have the past, we have the near future, the present, and the far future. Not the order I would have put it in, but you know, it's Isaac Watts, so who am I to disagree with him? We're here. We're directional. It's to God, O God, who is our help. So we have the collective. This is congregational. We're singing together. Is our hope for in the past. He is the hope for the present or the future. He is our current help now in the stormy blast. And he's also our home in the distant future, whenever Christ returns in glory. So there you go. And that's the intro of the song, is this description of how great and our God is. All right, let's jump back over. Verse 1. So I've got the, this is the Baptist hymnal from the 90s, I think. I got it in the 90s. Yeah, 91. And as you can see, if you can actually see this, it's got all 6 verses. So, alright, let's hop over here. I could just keep it there, but I just want to make sure it's the same. All right, under the shadow of thy throne. So here we're talking the thy there. That's referring to God. So under the shadow of his throne, his saints have dwelt secure. Sufficient is thine arm alone, and our defense is sure. So here we kind of have a similar thing. Notice we have with the words thy, which is Old English. Some newer hymnals might put your. But I think like the poetic nature of thy is nice. So just the shadow of his throne is enough to keep his saints secure. And so all of the saints have dwelt secure. Now I think this is talking about salvifically here. Just because of the shadow of his throne. And it's his arm alone is sufficient, and our defense is sure. So basically God is our protector. He is the one who is sufficient to fight our battles for us and to defend us from the evils that are in the world. And that's kind of basically what it's saying. It's not that much different from the first verse. It's just worded a bit differently. But we have like his kingship, his throne. We have an acknowledgement of his saints, that we are his saints as Christians. And we talk about his sufficiency to protect and defend. So, yeah. All right, let's jump over verse 3. Maybe they do have all 6. It is a short song. All right. Verse 3, before the hills in order stood, or earth received its frame, from everlasting thou art God, to endless years the same. So in other words, before all of creation was here, before all the things that we can see, God was God from everlasting. So he was and is to come. He is eternal. He is forever. So he is the same God up here who is now our help. And so we can trust in his help because he's always been God. He's never not been God. He has been from everlasting to everlasting. So that he will always be God. We can always trust and count on God. That's the idea of there. So similar to these, but we're kind of seeing like, because God has been good in the past, and because God is who he is, therefore we can trust him for both today and tomorrow. I think that's the kind of general message of the song in a more poetic form. All right. All right. Moving over to verse 4. 1,000 years, or 1,000 ages in thy sight are like an evening gone, short as the watch that ends the night before the rising sun. So this one is basically saying that for us, 1,000 ages, which is a very, very long time, is like an evening to God. 1,000 years is... a day is like 1,000 years. 1,000 years is like a day. So for God, he is timeless, and therefore, what seems like a very long time for us, because God is eternal, is very quick and short to God. And then we have this illustration. It's short. That evening gone is short as a watch that ends the night before the rising sun. So, when the watchman goes out to keep watch at night, to protect, that is like 1,000 ages to the sight of God. So, in other words, God can protect us for 1,000 years with ease, with 1,000 ages, not just years, 1,000 ages, because He is timeless. So that's the basic idea there. All right, verse 5. All right, make organs great again. I love organs. All right. Time, like an ever-rolling stream, bears all its sons away. They fly forgotten as a dream, dies at the opening day. All right, so time is like a stream that never ceases, that's continuously flowing, and it takes all of its sons away. So in other words, eventually all of us are going to die and be swept away in time, into time, and will be forgotten like a dream. All men are like grass; it withers and fades away. Um, we're like a dream that dies at the opening day. So as soon as you wake up, the dream is gone. It's dead. And so here we have basically an admission that our lives are mortal. So here we have the contrast. God, 1,000 ages is like an evening, but for men, because of time, we are like a dream, a short, night-filled dream. And in the morning, we're gone. All right. And then we get to the last verse. All right. So in this one, we have similar, almost the same as verse 1. O God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come. Be thou our guard while life shall last, and our eternal home. So the first one is God is our shelter from the stormy past. But this one we have a request. So this is the first request that we have. Be our guide while life shall last. So in the first half here, we have a declaration of who God is. God is everlasting. He is eternal. He is our help in the past, present, future, and distant future in heaven. But in this side, we have the contrast between God and man. So God, though He is eternal, or God is eternal, but we are not eternal. We are mortal, and our time it flows away. And so, because of that, we turn in faith in verse 6 to beg that God continue to be our guide while this life shall last. All right, and so we have we kind of get rid of the phrase that is the near future, or sorry, the present, and it becomes a plea that God would be with us in the present and near future. So that's the song. Let's look at our worship guidelines. All right, directional. Yep, this is directly to God. Most of it is talking about the greatness and glory of God. And in verse 5, we contrast that with the shortness of our life. And it also makes a plead to God in verse 6. Be thou our guide, or a guard. I guess it depends on which version you use. Some use guide, some use guard. I think I know it from guide. Be thou our guide, and not guard. But anyways, So, directional, it is to God. It is direct to God, and we're giving praise for His everlastingness, His foreverness, for lack of a better word. Musical repeatable, it's really easy. Everybody who's been in a Baptist church, probably knows this song. At least like an older Baptist church. It's been sung. Uh, Isaac Watt was this was written like in the early 1700s, late 1600s. So it's been around for a while. People probably have heard this song before. And it's really easy to sing. It's not hard. Theologically sound. Yeah, I think it's great. Talking about the eternality of God and how He is active in history. And so, obviously, the greatest example of His activeness is in the life of Christ. And so, the ages past also refers to Christ. And so, that's how we know that God is our help. Theologically sound, I think it's great. The Bob test, I think it's fine. I don't know. I mean, you could probably say that maybe this could be applied to like other non-Christian cults, but that's fine. It's not every song needs to have the Trinity in it. It would be interesting if you wrote like a seventh verse that talks about the cross. I'd be interested to see that. I would certainly add it in there because here it's like you could put it right in the middle and be like, here's an example of God's helpfulness in the ages past. I think that'd be interesting. But yeah, I think it's fine. In the context of a church, I don't see any problem with this. Artistic license. Some of the words are a bit old. Some of the phrases are not ones that we moderns really know. I had to think about for a minute before I said anything about them. It's like, as a dream dies at the opening day. What? It's not how we would phrase it, And obviously, when I explain it, that's not how I phrased it. So, yeah, it's old, but it's artistic English. So I think Isaac Watts wrote this in English. I don't remember. Does it say here? No, it doesn't. But it doesn't have a translator, so I'm going to assume it was English. Yes, written in English. Okay, in 1719. Whew. 300 years old. All right, congregational versus personal. I think this is a great congregational song. I think that it directly praises God. It talks about great things about and truthfulness of who God is and who we are in relation to Him. And I think one of the things I love about it is how it's written with congregational singing in mind. So it uses us, our help, uses those words rather than my help. Oh God, my help. That if a modern had written it, it would have been, "Oh God, my help" in ages past. But since one of the ancients wrote it, 300 years ancient, he wrote it with the congregation in mind. So, oh God, our help in ages past, our hope for years to come. So, I really like that. I like songs that are written specifically for church worship in mind. But I think you can still sing this in personal worship. That's just my take. Because I think when you sing it by yourself, you can kind of think of all of the saints that you're singing about in, what was it, verse 2? Yeah, thy saints have dwelt secure. So, like, you're kind of joining the song of Christianity, where we sing about how God has gotten all of us collectively through life. So yeah, there you go. That's my thoughts on it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, give us a like. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you all coming on here. It's been a bit irregular as far as putting videos out this year. I got a lot going on behind the scenes that I'm trying to work through. All good, just busy. So just if y'all want to pray, y'all can pray for that. But yeah, so I appreciate you coming in. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.